Oh my God. Oh my God. It is episode 50 of Karandrin role playing and Brise's Tale. My name is Kevin Manus Pinnings, also known as Crackbound here. I'll be your host and game master for the night for this Brise's Tale, episode 50. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play Brise. Say hello to the nice people, Max.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this very monumental episode. I'm glad you said it was episode 50. I also would have thought it was your 50th birthday.
It's close, it's not far off.
I wonder if we can get the episodes to align,
That's right. I
Anyway,
feel like around 100, so
that's what makes you such a good game master, being wizened.
that's right. And yeah,
Anyway, hope
grizzled.
everyone's having a good night, ready for a very fun, very exciting episode. Criminal.
That's right. But yeah, this promises to be a pretty exciting episode, which is always great for our aughts, for our 5 aughts and our 4 aughts and our 9 aughts. It seems planned, but of course it's not. It's entirely sandbox, which is entirely a mistake. And last episode we had a meeting between powerful wizards. Oh no, he forgot something, guys.
No, keep going. No, it's
Oh my
50th
God.
episode surprise.
It's 50th
Like
episode.
dice in another place this
That's
time.
funny. So Adabir was meeting with 2 wizards who were concerned about his efforts to turn the demon Kralum's power to good. That meeting apparently did not go well, because as soon as they left, and a few minutes after speaking with Brise, speaking with Max, they were arrested by troops from Miagral's keep, and the and then there was a hullabaloo in which the wizards suddenly disappeared. Bows were fired. There was hue and cry. Brise tried to push her way into the situation and find out what the hell happened to these 2 wizards who were there just to help. We later learned that they had managed to escape this ambush of arrest. One of them was lightly injured, but is fine, and they were going to find a way to escape the keep. Shortly thereafter, Adabir summons Brise upstairs and says to get ready to leave immediately. He apologized for having to arrest and he apologized for trying to have the 2 wizards arrested, but they were only going to interfere in his plans. And he certainly hopes that they're okay. Brise may or may not believe that part. As I said, Adabir says, we're getting ready to go. We ended right there because Max wanted to continue that conversation and get more information. And so that's where we are, standing in Adabir's quarters in Lady Miagral's keep.
Can we just say really quick, what did Adabir say? I don't know if I wrote that down. Oh, he says he's glad that Plesh and Farnar left. Okay. No, yeah. So he admitted to me that, he needed to have them gone.
Yes.
Which I guess he kind of had to, I wouldn't have believed it otherwise. So I just want to make sure I had that written down. But yeah, so 2 new players in this whole plan. And we kind of had a revelation last episode that, like, I just need to make sure that this plan gets, carried out, whatever needs to be done. If I have to break loyalties or I have to, lie, I'll feel bad about it, but I have to, it's above my, my scruples to get this plan done.
Right.
So that's what we're gonna try to do. And right, so we just ended off on this conversation here.
Right. And said, we're going to be leaving within the hour. You need to be ready to go. You'll be, you can just wait in your quarters of the parlor, but you need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. We'll be leaving very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to continue the conversation. We were going to end it there, but you wanted to continue the conversation. So we left you in the room without a beer. So what else do you have to say to him?
Fuck you, old man. No, that's what I want to say. But
the number one reason that I have it selected as not safe for kids is Max. I'm gonna tell you right now, Max.
We need to have like a curse counter, and I probably would have more. I don't do it often, but I'm pretty sure it's at least once or twice.
Well, that's the purpose of Karandrin. How many times can I get my players to curse?
Yeah, it's actually a complex psychological study. It's been going on for 30 years. So I ask Adabir, I say, what precautions are in place if this goes awry, if perhaps the protections on Verilag's tome are not, are more than we think. Is it worth that risk? I
roll for me.
10. All right. Good roll.
He says, unfortunately, your actions have caused too many people to interfere in our plans, and now greater risks are called for.
Oh my gosh, Adabir.
It is possible that there are protections on the tome, but if they're reading you as Verilag, which we've certainly confirmed with the fact that you can pass through the defenses that Verilag has cast on the prison, then it stands to reason that in all likelihood, any defenses on the tomes, these magic books, will not set off any alarms.
Okay. How do I feel about him kind of blaming me for it? I know I do kind of take that blame, I guess so. I'm like, okay, yeah. Still sucks kind of being talked down to it that way, but
well, yeah, there is a respect for elders in this society.
Respect for elders, and you know what? Batherin was trying to get me kicked out, and the fact that Adabir said he'd rather have me stay, it's I guess that kind of makes up for it, because of it's a little dangerous to have me out there.
Right.
Okay. So the other thing I want to say is, I could be really mean and say like, well, if we need this to speed up your research, or that hasn't been successful in the past, I don't think I'd say that though. I would word it more of like, I don't know. I guess we need to hurry this plan along, but I guess I'm not sure. What is he planning? So he's with the book. He's planning to possibly have a better way of understanding how the shackles were made or the runes on them.
Are you asking me, or are you asking?
I'm asking you. Yeah.
I don't think he's told you.
No. Okay.
I think there was a general discussion about among the apprentices that it would certainly give you a better understanding of the defenses that would be around the volcanic prison.
Okay.
And so that would be worth having.
Yeah, let me ask him specifically then. Is like, what do we think we can obtain from this book? Besides just that, better understanding the defenses.
There's no telling. But now we have to seek every advantage because we are pressed even more for time. So if there is a possibility that there could be some reference to the runes, for instance, uh, for the defenses, a way to take down the dimensional barrier that prevents anyone but her from teleporting in, then any of that we can do would accelerate our research.
Right.
By the same token, there might be the spells that sap Kralum's power. And that would move my research forward immensely, because then it would only leave it to me to find a way to convert that demonic energy into something good.
Okay. Those are all good points. So I say next is that it would be best then if I were to go to have, why shouldn't I teleport with someone else, then have them there in case?
You will be.
Okay.
You just must be ready to leave in the hour.
Okay. I think that's all I want to ask him then. So I'll bid him good evening and I'll go get ready. 79.
So a question that sort of weighs on you, that occurs to you, is, what are the odds? What are the consequences of taking in this demon power? Like, he wants it to extend his life and renew his youthfulness, not admittedly for vain reasons, not for fear of mortality and things like that. He wants to continue his work to find a way to turn these horrible creatures to good.
Right.
But it does occur to you, what are the consequences of in taking this? If we're about to start doing this, what are the odds? What are the consequences of absorbing this demonic energy if we're so much closer to doing it?
Right.
But it may not be time for that question, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think I'll bring that up later. I do want to ask it at some point. Again, I've heard the stories of how his research has gone wrong. So, but for now, I'm still interested in obtaining the book just for because it will help us. Yeah, free Kralum faster. Now, I guess the plan is, well, I'll get ready and then I'll come back and be able to probably ask a little more.
Right. All right. So you just go. You need to decide what you want to take. Realize that you don't need to go full bear, because you've got a weight limit on what you can teleport, and you don't know how much stuff you're teleporting.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not planning to spend the night there. So
Right.
Just take all my normal weapons, my bolas, the daggers at my belts, my shield and spear. What else do we got here? Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, go gear up and
just wait.
Yes.
Burlow is rushing about, calling out orders. You're sort of pacing in the foyer, trying to stay out of people's way. Batherin comes from downstairs. Batherin is our goblin female apprentice, for anyone who may forget. She is just in a rotten mood, glares at you, sits in a chair in the foyer.
I'll start a conversation with her. It looks like your attempts to get me kicked out didn't pan out as you expected there, Batherin.
mock what you will, but it was for your safety as well. And his refusal to do so puts us all in danger. If she is as powerful, this Verilag, as we suspect, she could take this keep out. She could wreck this entire castle. You're no longer just trekking in the wilds, tromping through woods. You're dealing with forces you can't imagine. And now you have my life in your hands because I'm supposed to go with you.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how to respond. Just that, well, you'll see I do better, in on the actual field than, at the dining table, sneaking around.
Whoops. Flip my dice off the table just about. She says, you'd better. Right. We're going to be on our own. And she sits there and sulks. You sit there and pace. Coaches, wagons, equipment are all brought up.
All right, we're going to go to that. So is that, I mean, it's early evening, right? Do we have enough time to get there, I guess?
How do you mean?
We're going to that.
The universe is not about to end. So there's definitely enough time to travel there.
Come on, I'm using, what's it called in language where it's like an implied meaning. It's like, is there enough time so that it's not we're not traveling during nightfall to get to that space?
The thing is, you just have goblins lead the horses.
Oh yeah, I guess goblins do see in the night. And
they see totally.
Okay.
All right. So elves, you hear, they require a glimmer, just a glimmer of light to be able to see in the dark. Dwarves and goblins and orcs can see in absolute black.
And humans suck.
Humans sucketh. There's coaches. The coaches are brought up, wagons of equipment, that sort of thing. The rest of the apprentices come down.
Do you don't have anything to fear about Batherin possibly doing what like Tegriff is doing and kind of creating his own agenda? Is she gonna let her pride get to her, and interfere with this?
Well, watch her.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's roll what your opinion is, and we'll use your intuition and see what kind of gut feeling you have.
43. I don't like Batherin that much already.
Well, just recently, you don't like her.
No, I mean, I remember I rolled my first impression, and she wasn't like stand out.
Right. You find it. Your sense is there's no way she's going to turn against you, right? What she wants to do is cut her losses. She doesn't want to be caught up in this anymore because it's she sees you as such a liability that it's become so dangerous now that she would rather just quit and make her apologies and just be shut of all of this.
Right. The fact that she's even agreeing to go with me shows that she's still at least committed to it for now.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. Quinn has a question. When did Brise find out that Aldrich went behind her back and tried to make a deal with me? I was like reading it and then I saw Quinn, that's amazing. That made me laugh so hard. I was like reading it like a legitimate question.
That's so great.
Maybe it is a legitimate question. I don't know. It's Karandrin. Can we roll right now? Miracle roll that Aldra has made it.
I don't know why Verlag would make a deal with herself.
Oh my god! The episode 50 twist. No,
That
it's
was
like the spoilers for the Joker movie. You know? Right? Everything's he's just imagining all this happening to him.
There's a problem I've struggled with in my game mastering, and maybe this is one I should post on the Facebook groups I'm a part of. In that characters, when they receive information from the game master, they take it very much at face value, like they just inherently do. And I'm watching them do this, and I'm going, "Well, I'm just relaying what you're seeing.
Right.
I'm relaying what this guy is telling you. There may be reasons not to trust this person, and so on. And because of that, like there have been plots that I have thought of that would be totally devious and ingenious and so on, but I never use them because I'm like, because I can't get around this absolute faith in the veracity of what the game master is telling you. It's essentially an abuse of power. And so
it's the same problem in fiction. Like writing is a lot of times we and even the news we read, it's just we take it at face value because it's extra work to realize you're just the person relaying the information, right?
Well, and it's
our brains are lazy.
Well, and of course, in the case of the news, it's impossible. People. Right. I love when people say, "Well, I'm going to verify that news." How? You can't go there.
Reported to you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to go to the Ukraine? No. You're simply going to go find as many other stories as you can from the sources that you have already predisposed to like. Mm-hmm. And so it's very weird.
Right. So make sure what's behind it. Yeah. It's
I considered having Aldrich be Verlag 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I was like, I can't do it for that very reason. It's so, you would have no chance of success.
Right.
And so, and until I can figure out a way narratively to get you to question what your sensors is taking in, which is all that I represent, really.
Right. That's contradictions are good for that, right? If you say something obvious, then 2 minutes later you have someone say the opposite. It kind of something goes off in their brain. Like, wait a second.
Right.
So, yeah.
So anyway, but that's a whole theoretical discussion. But so things are gathered. Adabir is brought down. He's obviously very tired. It's getting late in his day.
The Eagles are they still attacking? Outside, not attacking, but harassing.
Right. They are perched on the slopes. There's as you walk out. Oh, they've increased in number.
Well, excellent.
There is now a dozen eagles.
Oh my gosh.
Taking off. There's always at least 5 in the air. The great eagles are just harassing this keep. For those of you who may not remember, the great eagles are a bad omen for the goblins. And in fact, they hunt them. The things are loaded on. All the apprentices are there. Burlow gestures for you two to come over, and he gestures to someone beyond your sight, and then 2 horses, your horse and another, are brought over to you, and you're like, oh. And so everyone gets loaded on. Burlow tells you to follow behind the wagon. As Adabir gets on, he shouts to you two. He said, "Remember to fetch me 4 from town. No fewer than 4. I don't want to see you until you have 4." And then he gets into his rather very comfortable coach.
4 Tylenol, please.
And Burlow dismisses the stable boy. The wagons move out. Burlow looks up at you both and says, "You're to teleport from town. You're to travel from town to the prison. You are
Okay.
not to meet Adabir."
Okay.
Return here when your task is done. Bather nods, and you nod, I guess.
Yeah. And I
And,
look at Bather and kind of, the town. Probably. Well, actually, I guess, is she from here? I don't know if we established that.
No, she's from Northern Avalar, then traveled all over.
Right. So then I say to her, I guess we better find a good spot then.
And she, hushes you and rolls her eyes and then spurs her horse on.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. Don't be a jackass. So
now it's like everything I'm gonna say, she's gonna like, oh no.
That's right.
Would you like some dinner?
It's a secret. I want a diet.
Everything's a secret. Yeah. So yeah, just I'll let her lead the way.
She waits for you to catch up, and she pauses and motions for you to lead the way.
Okay, then I will take that.
Roll for me.
20.
Yeah, you're confused as to why she would let you lead, but you lead.
I don't care. I don't mind being the leader for sure. So I'll take the way down into town, and barring anything stopping me in the way, I'll just try to trot through town and find a secluded alleyway.
And you could always go to the Adventurers Guild, right?
No, they don't have like a teleport spot. We rolled that.
Yeah, but they would have stables for your horses.
Oh, true. We could just be in the stables and teleport out. Okay.
Right.
Good idea. Then we'll do that instead.
Because your horses
will be on horses. Yeah.
Your horses will be unattended.
Right. That's
otherwise, so you can't.
2 horses in an alleyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Keys in the ignition. They can steal that horse.
Yeah, literally.
So, roll to navigate.
45.
You make it to the Adventuring Guild. She gives a couple of copper to the stable boy, and says, run that in for just keep for the night.
Right.
I'm a guest, and you guys sort of walk your horses to the stables yourself. I should have you roll for me. We'll back up a little bit.
61.
No sign that you're being followed, but you know that in all likelihood, you just have to assume that you are.
Right.
Wow. Right. Okay. Making it to the stables, you guys are, taking off the saddles and stuff like that, taking off the gear. She comes in and to help you. So you're in the same stall.
Right.
She's brushing your horse. She's right beside you. She's like, whenever you think it's a good time, whenever she's like, don't forget to memorize this spot.
Right.
Fortunately, there's a lot of like really
Yeah.
unique wood in the stable, like just interesting patterns that are
Right.
striking. There's also like places where people have carved ridiculous things in, so it's lots of little details. This is a great
Sure.
spot to memorize, um, at least for an hour or two. Boy, I am rolling so many double aughts; it is
Oh
ridiculous.
my
It's all over minuscule stuff, though,
God.
right?
Right.
So it's not really affecting things other than I mean, like this is like how memorable is the stable? Well, okay, that was
Right.
177.
Okay.
So
Table's on fire. Got
that's
it.
right. Oh, I remember this stable. This is where Batherin died. I remember that.
Oh. And this is, I always forget, the Eternal Lantern. Like that is
Yeah.
the name of the adventuring guild. Okay. Yeah. No, I take some time to memorize it, and then we will concentrate. Give us our full, breathe in, breathe out, and then try the teleport to the volcano.
So that lowers your fumble down to a 7. Full meditative. She takes out her rod. Um, she oh, actually I should back up. She opens a backpack clearly of holding, and she pulls out all the gear that you were to put on.
Oh, right.
And so it's all the protective stuff. So it's a leather.
I say, I guess this just be, just maybe mend things a little bit between us. I'm like, well, shouldn't we split this, among us?
She's like, I'm already more equipped than you are.
Okay.
And we were hardly given time to prepare fully. So, however, as she takes out a potion and drinks it, caps it, tosses it back in the bag.
Yeah.
And so she, like I said, she passes you the stuff and everything. She's got the rod out.
For the sake of time, we aren't going to go through all this stuff, right? But I mean, those are magic items that I'm attuning to, I guess, not tuning to, but I'm
none of it needs attunement, and that's why they chose these items.
Sure, but like, am I recognizing them? Because I know we do
Well,
experience.
yes. Oh, I see what you mean. Right, of course. Yeah. The leather jerkin is plus 30 substance.
Oh my god.
And plus 25 magic.
Okay.
And
mainly just for protection.
And it protects against all natural heat that strikes the thing, the actual. There's an amulet that you put on, and it is amulet of greater mystical turning. And basically it can deflect up to 75 levels of spell before it is destroyed. It also grants you plus 35 to all of your resistance rolls.
Wow. Holy smokes. Where can I get one of these?
Right.
Now that's so funny. If I were to try that, that forceful teleport from that ward at the mansion, I wonder how high of a level that was. If it was, I would have deflected it.
Except it's not cast. The idea is that the spells will have to be cast against you. And that spell is not cast like a firebolt is cast against you. It's cast towards you, and therefore the amulet can deflect it. It turns it. This is a barrier that you try to pass through.
Oh, I see. It doesn't. Okay, so it might protect me from the resistance, but like it's not actually going to deflect any.
The idea here, you think, is if there are traps laid, like, no, you're allowed to teleport in, but
Right.
then there's this massive magical assault. It can
Right.
reduce some of that.
Right.
There is a ring that you wore last time. And the ring that she gives you again. You put in brackets. It's Ring of the High Folds. Prior to any attack, your skin is turned to stone for the first round of combat. It can be used then once every hour up to 3 times a day.
Wow. And
so basically, when the assault comes in, the amulet will try to turn as much of it as it can. If they're heat-based attacks, then this will help you a lot. And
cool.
then,
cool.
Yeah, so
some cool items, man. That's awesome.
And would it be cooler to know that I made them all up on the fly?
That would be very cool.
Then
and you can get your own magic item created for 9,000 Karandrin points.
That's right. You have to turn them in. You have to have a voucher signed by me. So you're fondling the leather jerkin.
Like she puts it on, and I just take it off, put it in my bag of holding. She puts on the amulet.
Have you ever seen the Monty Python skit? Oh, where the thief comes in at the school awards show?
No. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh, it's so freaking hilarious. And so it's at a thanks, CP. Thanks, Obi-Wan. I am very humble. So this Monty Python skit it's an awards banquet for the kids at the school, and you've got John Cleese giving out the awards, and he's like, for best mathematics, performance, so and so, and they come and get it, and people applaud or whatever, and then you see this thief sneak in and grab John Cleese, who's the presenter, and fight him and shove him down under the table. And he stands up. He's got the bandit mask on and everything, and he's dressed in black. And he goes, and the award for best reader in third year goes to me. And he puts in his bag. It's
hilarious.
There's this thief stealing all the awards. Which is such a ridiculous concept, but it's so funny. It's Eric Idle as the thief. Oh, it's so great.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, John Cleese and Eric Idle interacting. It's like the best part of Flying Circus. Yeah.
That's do you in fact have any cheeses here at all? No. So Quinn, there is no protection from the game master. Unless you meant protection from General Motors, and then I can't really speak to that. That's out of my purview.
Yeah, it's just one of the cars like comes barreling towards you. It just like, it just stops.
Does it have autopilot on that car? No, I have this amulet. Looks like a hood ornament. Shut up! It's an amulet. Anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So we got these.
So you wear hard leather? Is that what you wear?
I do. Yeah.
So
just a breastplate, though.
Right. So you take off the breastplate, you put on the jerkin, and you can put on the breastplate on top.
Gotcha. So I do that.
Yeah. It'll give you a minus. How does the math go? Oh, it gives you a -10 penalty to movement and action.
That's fine.
But the two armors stack in protection.
Right.
So,
okay. So then I, like we said, I concentrate and prepare, and we'll try the teleport to the rim of the volcano.
All right. So a roll above a 7. Oh, wait. Do you want a drum roll from the audience?
You know what? No, what I want to roll first. I'm going to roll the tens first to see if I get
Oh, so
if I get a 0, and then if I
it's
get a 0, right?
super tense. It's super
Yeah,
tense if you roll 0. So here's the tens roll.
it's okay. It's a 40. There we go. 42. Hey,
It bumps,
42.
it bumps the dice, and you
Oh
get.
my gosh. See, if I rolled a 0, it would have been really funny because then I could have rolled another 0, made an amazing teleport, or like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, are you using your PowerPoints, or are you using?
I'm using the helm.
Okay, you're using the adder.
Yeah.
So the okay. So now roll to aim.
27. Wrong volcano.
You have got to start keeping your concentration. May not be a big deal, but you are shocked to find yourself standing in front of the pile of loot
Ooh.
at the smaller mouth of the volcano.
Yeah.
Roll for me.
66. Is that the critical I take when I teleport there?
Batharin is like looking around. She's clearly very disoriented.
Mm.
She raises her rod. You're like, hey, sorry, I just was a little distracted. We teleported to a different area.
I guess she doesn't know though. She hasn't been here, right? I could play it off. If I want.
It was part of, but it's the description. You've given your whole
Oh,
report.
true. Yeah. And I said that was in the distance. And so,
Yeah. And so you feel like, you touch her like to calm her, and you when you give her the explanation, you just feel her tense. She is
yeah.
so done with you. She's so
Yeah.
done with you.
These damn amateur wizards.
She turns, taking in, you turn, you want to make sure that you know what's going on. Roll.
33.
She says, at least we're alone. And she peers across to the two mounts for the shackles.
Mm.
She says those seem to be of a different construction. She must have been duping someone else other than the dwarves of the time to help her.
Oh. Hmm.
I just rolled 2 double aughts out of 3 rolls.
Wow.
She must have been, well, of course, she can't tell someone that she's trying to trap 2 demons. So she has to tell the story to 2 different parties, each with the same goal.
Wow.
That means there had to be an illusion here between the 2 pools so that
Right.
neither party could see the work the other one was doing.
Right. And I mean, I'm assuming from here we can't really see Crown's pool too well anyway.
No, not too well. You can
so it makes
see
sense.
around the bend.
Yeah.
So she would have made this a rock face. Probably put a wall of silence if they were working at the same time, but she could have scheduled them to work at different times. That's easily enough done.
Right.
Roll for me.
66 again.
You're really impressed at her reasoning. Like, she's intelligent. She's
Yeah.
sharp. She turns to you and goes, "Do you realize what this means?" It means that two people, two powers, possibly nations, there had to be two experts who knew how to forge the metal and do the runes.
Right. That would make sense.
Now, it still makes it really unlikely for us to find that information so long ago, but it does double our chances.
Yeah, literally. Huh.
She stops, she turns to you, she goes, "We survived. You can teleport other people here."
Yeah, indeed that's the case. I want to pose to her. It's like, then why weren't the second chains finished? Or perhaps they are waiting to be affixed, somewhere.
Her plans must have been stopped.
Right.
They heard no more from her. It's possible that before she was captured and imprisoned, the dwarves were able to uncover who she was working with on the other side and raided them first.
Right.
There is no telling. The parties could have fallen out over payment, or maybe they perceived her lies. But what if somewhere there's giant manacles with the very runes we need to study
True.
lying around, safe? We can't go searching for them.
Mm.
If they exist, Verlag will certainly find them first.
Right.
And there's no way we could hide something like that from Verlag. No, that's not true. We could take them to another world and study them at our leisure.
Yeah.
We must hurry. Adderbeer must know about this.
Okay.
She says, "Lead the way."
Yes. I mean, I take a look around. This pile of stuff that I'm near, and get a better look at it.
There is a black short bow lying among the objects.
Mm.
It's carved such that the handle is actually like a panther or cougar, black. And so you would grab the body of the cougar, its paws, so your fingers would wrap around right below its, your index finger would wrap around its sort of right below its neck and its outstretched paws. It's all black like the whole bow is. In its eyes glow green, and as you approach, the eyes look up at you, and they follow you as you turn to look at it.
It looks like it's just kind of heaped on there, though, not like purposely.
Yes, it's just laying on there. She sort of glances at the items, and they're open bags of mithril and gold.
Oh my gosh.
There are paintings. There are chairs, very well appointed chairs. She says, "I dare not touch anything. It is safe for you to touch things in all likelihood." But she's clearly protected this from the heat. There's no way that painting could survive here even for a day in this heat.
Right. And I mean, even think like it's been 5,000 years too. It's probably protected from time. All this stuff too.
Oh no, this wouldn't have been from 5,000 years ago.
Oh, you think this is stuff she's gotten recently? Oh my gosh.
She had castles before.
Right.
She would have kept it in the castle.
Right.
This is her
Fair.
reamassing wealth.
Yeah.
Roll for me.
97. Holy moly.
Roll again and add it.
Plus 72.
The painting is a religious painting. It is the argument between Haviland and Astalin about who should have dominion over nature. It's one of the early stories of the times of the gods, as Astalin was asserting power and divvying out responsibilities.
Right.
And it is one of the stories that people often point to, talking about Astalin also had to learn mercy. She is she's the queen of the gods. She's the god of justice and the god of monarchs and rulers. But at the end of the story, they come to blows about who's going to rule nature.
Oh,
And
wow.
Astalin realizes that it's just her pride that makes her want to have this domain.
Oh,
And she spares Haviland's life and relents.
interesting.
And that painting is, this particular painting is worth probably 200 mithril.
Oh my god.
Um,
I was, it was really funny. I was thinking as you were talking about that, I'm like, at Verlag's time, she would, these gods are from like another time, not her people's. But it's like she probably knows it's just worth tons of money. God, I wonder how that makes me feel. It's like,
so it's that it's basically an item to bribe to
Right.
endear her to higher echelons of society.
right,
The item was supposedly destroyed when when Stanzen, which is the Elven capital, the present day Elven capital, when one of the dragons attacked it long before the goblins appeared. So it's been missing for 900 years or something.
Holy smokes.
So some of the stuff is just really filthy, and Batherin says, I bet you she's raiding troll hordes over and over and over again.
She's farming. Oh my gosh. But in the most literal sense, she's just amassing wealth.
Right. I mean, she literally lost a kingdom.
Right. Holy moly.
So
yeah, I'll keep taking a look at this stuff as long as it seems interesting, but I don't dare touch anything.
Yeah. She says, I don't recognize that bow. Very interesting. It is possible there is a mind inside that bow. We have a problem.
Right.
Some items are sentient, have living beings inside of them. If that is the case, it may inadvertently report our presence here. You need to pick up the bow.
Wow. Oh, to feel it out, yeah. See what it has.
Or alternatively, grab it and throw it in the lava.
Well, I mean, I can at least touch it and then, find out its properties, right? So maybe let's just do that. And then we'll decide from there.
You reach in. It's actually very cool. Just a few inches into the, you reach in just a few inches around.
Right.
It's almost chilly. It's almost like mountain air.
Yeah, wow.
You touch it. And it speaks to you. Another manling. Another female. Are you my new master? My people should have never come to this world. It's filled with such weak little beings. Nonetheless, I am yours.
No. Oh man, I'm okay. Hold on, I need to catch up with these notes here. Research the boat. It's chilly. Oh my god!
It is plus 15 craft, plus 25 substance, plus 25 runes.
Wow. I mean, I'll ask, what is the other woman? What have you seen her do here? How long have you been here?
My master was ambushed on one of your mountains by a great bird. There I fell into a ravine. Then I was carried by some royal woman or another for a long time. She served with a group of men. They ventured far and wide. She was then slain by the creatures you call trolls. I have lain unused until another female found me 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
The trolls were unable to speak with me, although they could fire my black bolts.
The black bolts.
And the knowledge comes to you that this doesn't require arrows.
Oh.
It fires bolts of shadow. It has a range of 600 feet.
Oh my god.
And the ice bolts ice bolts. The bolts of shadow deal 2B cold criticals.
Oh my god.
The holder can see in the dark, in pitch black. Plus, you get plus 20 rune to stalk hide while holding the bow. The bolts strike silently, of course. They're just so these.
Gosh.
And they ignore magical bonus, the M bonus of all armor and shields.
Jeez. Something as powerful existed. Holy smokes.
I am Nalkarth. Who are you?
You never saw me, is what I say. Nalkarth. I ask, have you spoken with the woman who picked you up?
Yes. A woman of great power. Royalty. But a woman that is of great evil. You are worried that I will tell her you were here.
God damn it. Throws him into the lava. Nice. You have a keen sense there, Nalkarth. Yes.
She is a woman of great evil. I will not tell her unless she asks me directly.
Okay.
She is royal, but she is not noble.
Interesting. So I mean, what's my? Does it seem like he's lying? I guess not.
Roll it up. Roll your intuition.
For a bow, 84. Okay.
This is a creature of great pride, obviously.
Okay.
Not human, but of fundamental good, despite the sort of dark nature of its appearance.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's sort of the perfect bow in a way for Adabir if he were a bowman.
Right.
Right. It's like something that seems dark but can be turned toward good.
Right. Seems like a good.
Matherin whispers, "What is going on?" You've been staring at that bow, just holding it dumbly in your hands.
Oh my God! Shut up. Okay, I'll release the bow, and I tell Batherin that there is a person in there. They call themselves Nalkarth. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah, Nalkarth, and he says he knows. He has spoke with Verilag, that knows that she is evil, and will not tell us. Will not tell her that we were here unless she asks it directly. I'm going to, and I continue saying to her, I'm going to try to persuade, him a little more strongly.
She looks at you and points to the lava.
No, what if she notices that this is a very powerful item from another world, possibly? What if she notices it's missing? Are we relying on that instead?
Batherin just sighs. She's trying to think of an argument.
This is crazy. While she's thinking, I'll talk to Nalkrith again, put my hand back on it, and I guess I can. That mental connection forms again, I assume, and I can talk
Just
to.
immediately.
Yeah,
Master.
and I say, oh my goodness, how do I say it? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that you must not tell her that your old master that we were here. If so, we have a chance of defeating her. Let's see how he reacts to that.
I am compelled to follow her orders, whoever my master is.
I see.
I was placed in this bow to serve the master of this bow. So long as you hold it, you are my master.
Right, but if she does, he is compelled to do whatever she says.
You are thinking of destroying me.
Mm.
I plead with you for my life.
Man, I think this is a Miracle Roll situation here. I really don't want to like destroy this thing. Not only is it this piece of history, this person from another world. It's so much valuable information. It's a great item. That's also, some living thing.
Yeah.
But I don't see a way that, out of this, Verilight comes back here and, grabs this thing at some point and, I don't know what she'll sense. But
Hide me deeper in the treasures. Leave just a little of me peeking out. Perhaps she will forget where I was.
possibly, it does seem like stuff is strewn about here. Yeah, I guess that's a good compromise. She might not. Draw this guy out first. So, I don't know. I'm really, I'm kind of like at an impasse. I don't know whether I should just.
You are at an all or nothing moment.
I am.
I mean, and these are, this won't be the last one you face. Just as you've become a liability, now this bow has become a liability.
Right. I don't know. I don't know whether I should destroy it or not. I feel like I might just have to roll for it. I don't know. Okay, this is not a great. Why don't we take a break and then I'll think about it. This is really tough, Kevin. You made me like you accidentally just created this really hard situation for you to think about. I'd feel terrible like throwing this thing in the lava.
Sure. Well, we will take a break. We will
I'm sorry.
we will let him mull it over.
Oh.
And when we come back, we'll hopefully have a decision from Max about whether or not to destroy this powerful item that now is aware of the presence at the prison. Thanks for watching us. Stick with us for just a few more minutes while we refresh drinks and stretch our legs, and we'll be back with Brise's decision at the mouth of the volcano. Thanks
It's
for watching.
Brise that's confused, not Max.
Max is very confused. Let's be honest. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Oh no, we're all switched.
Oh no.
Oh no, there we go. There we go. Thanks for hanging with us through the break. Max was struggling with the question of what Brise should do with
Not
this
anymore.
bow, and
Struggles are over.
now, what is Brise going to do with this?
Well, what Bree's going to do is ask, what conversation have you had with Verilag, or with the woman? I say, and answer truthfully, because and what he says will depend on what I do next. Plus, it's also curious to know.
Very little. She picked me up, studied me for a moment, thrust me into a bag. I found myself dumped here some weeks ago, as I said, but she has spoken nothing to me since. Okay. I sense she is contemptuous and finds me useless.
Okay. I release my hand from it, turn to Mather, and I say, all right, and you're going to toss him in. Because I was afraid, like, okay, maybe she had some great plans for it, and she's going to use them, and it's like, if it's useless, then she's not going to know it's gone. And it's more of a risk being here than not. And like I said, let's
Why not take it?
Oh, good point. I didn't think about that. True, she won't notice it's gone.
I mean, if that's your argument.
Yeah, true.
And then you don't have to kill it.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, you're terrible.
I was so intent on choosing killing it or leaving it there that I didn't think about just removing it. Yeah, true. Yeah, then I'll pick it up and I'll
And Bathern's there, so keep him roped in, right?
Right. So then I just pick it up and turn to Bathern and say, he tells me that Verilag thinks, him a trinket has not even has no plan to use them. In fact, probably doesn't even know they're here on the pile. So I say we take him with us. We're going to remove him from here.
Roll.
89.
Roll again.
80.
Roll again.
22.
Batherin snatches the short bow.
No.
You, though, that 89, you recover from your shock. You can't move. She's fast. She's got better reflexes than you. She's got goblin. Sure. And she lands a hand on it. She pulls it, almost got it free of your grip. It's 50 versus 47. That's how close you guys are.
Wow.
And she is, whispering, yelling at you. She's like, whole nations are going to fall. Whole nations. Do you understand? Throw it in the lava. Roll.
60.
You pull back.
Yeah.
She holds on.
Okay.
But is physically lifted and goes into the pile of treasure.
Ooh.
Goblins are small and you are not.
Oh, you mean I okay, I yank back.
You yank, yeah, just instinctively you yank back as she's talking. She maintains her grip, but
no.
she
Yeah.
can't anchor herself to the ground.
Right.
And she crashes into the treasure.
Oh my God.
She lets go of the bow and she goes, no, no, no. She raises her rod. She is looking desperately everywhere because if there's alert on the treasure,
Right.
like why didn't she grab it and just snatch it while it was in the pile?
Right. Because you wanted me to. Okay. I'm Kevin. I'm ready for if something goes wrong. I'm ready for a miracle roll here.
No kidding.
Parallax doesn't appear and that no treasure falls down.
Well, you stop me anytime.
I mean, yeah. Why don't we say that? That just nothing happens. That she's able to.
That if there's a detection, if there's an alarm, it for whatever reason doesn't go off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want a drum roll?
Yes, please.
All right. We need some drum rolls from.
This is the weird thing about a miracle roll is there could be none, right? I could just be like betting on nothing happening.
Yes, but again, you recognize, you are beginning to recognize like it's a one mistake ends everything kind of situation.
Yeah.
In so many areas dealing with Verilag.
Right.
So.
All right.
Get out of my bar. We don't serve your. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm Robin Hood. Definitely no good.
In the hood. All right, Obi-Wan. Thank you for that. And
we got a drum rolling.
Oh, Quinn, that's hilarious.
Obi-Wan.
Why do we throw in the lava first? Okay.
Roll that. Nothing happens. 31. Okay. Well, maybe nothing will happen, but it certainly won't be a miracle.
She's panicked. She's like, come, sit on the treasure. Sit on the treasure. She's almost screaming it at you.
Okay. I come over and sit on the treasure, she thinks.
And she uses her rod and she murmurs, and nothing seems to happen. And she stops and she just sits there and she just signals for you to be quiet. And she leans over to you and she says, I've put an illusion around us that hopefully mimics what the treasure looked like before we disturbed it.
Sure. I draw the bow. Parallax going down. Oh my god.
Talk about an ambush attack, right?
Right. So I forgot to do this. Tell you I was going to try to detect magic, but we just got so into it with the bow. So
detect magic where?
On the pile of treasure. Well, I need to ask you first. How does the detect magic spell work? Can it tell me different enchantments on something, or generally just say, "Hey, there's magic here"?
Hey, there's magic here.
I thought it might tell me like, "Oh, there are magic items and an enchantment on them."
So I rolled. This was my task yesterday. Was I rolled because I knew Bathurn would be very involved today, and I said, "Well, I'm sort of to a point where I really need to know all of Bathurn's magical abilities."
Right.
And her big weakness is info magic.
Oh, and, really? Okay.
Yeah. So she only has it up to 10th level, and so she doesn't have a lot that can help. And so you guys wait, and you wait. My stupid computer's flopping back and forth. Hang on, let me fix this a little bit. There we go. Another minute. She is murmuring to herself. Her wand has a nice hot glow to it, and she's clearly concentrating on a spell, probably some attack spell.
I mean, I'll clear my head and focus in case I need to teleport back too. I mean, I'll be prepared to do that.
So you lean over to her and you say, I need you to agree to teleport.
Right.
She's like, I agree whenever you want.
Do you agree? I still have the bow in hand. I'm not letting this thing go.
She cocks her head and has a moment thought. She casts this glow from her rod goes down. She mutters a different spell. A large, featherless, sort of scaly looking bird appears. And there are coins at its feet, and it's plucking away at them.
Cool. All the spilled coins. It's gonna.
And so she sits back. She, and so it, and after you watch it for a while, you're like, it must be an illusion because it goes through a certain sequence of actions and then repeats.
Oh wow, that's so cool. That's right. She's a great illusionist. Yeah. She creates an illusion to something that disturbed the treasure. Yeah.
And so she just keeps concentrating on it. And she, after several minutes, she looks at you and she, what do you think?
I think she would have been here immediately if something happened. Say we're safe.
So she, you see the bird disappear. And then she concentrates a moment, and then she's like, our illusion is gone. Okay. She picks herself up from the treasure. You immediately start sweating as you rise, and you're like, oh, because it was nice and cool in there.
Yeah.
The treasure is wrecked. It's just spilled everywhere. She's like, we can't leave it like this.
Yeah, we've got to stack it back up.
As carefully as your memory allows. As you go to set the bow down, so you have both hands free.
Well, I wouldn't do that because I know she still doesn't want it. So I would talk to her first, saying, this, we're keeping it, okay? Let's agree on that. I'm the one who's teleporting us here. I have to deal with this shit. I get to keep this bow. We've already spilt it anyway.
It's too late to cry over a spilt trove. That's,
yeah.
The old saying. I really do have to tip this down so it can be seen better.
Right.
But the bow chimes in and says, and begins giving advice about how to reconstruct the pile.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It had some view of it. And so you listen to it and you begin relating.
Yeah.
So you're putting stuff back. What do you want to do with the bow?
Well, I mean, first, what does Bathyn respond? I'm like, okay,
rolls her eyes and begins following your instructions,
okay.
from the bow.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're sort of one-handed doing it. He runs out of advice. What do you want to do with the bow?
Okay. I'll set it down then, near my feet. Well, actually, no, I'm going to just put it in my bag.
I was wondering why you weren't.
My backpack. Yeah.
I mean, do you have an item of holding that it'll fit?
Yeah, I mean, I have it in my backpack. I have my bag of holding.
So
okay. Throw it in there.
Um,
Well, you're gonna need to remind. Well, we'll do it after the show. You might need to remind me of some of those enchantments. I wrote most of them down, but after a while, I was like, "This." I thought I was going to destroy it. So, okay. But I put it in my bag.
Put it in your bag. A funny feeling comes over you. You stop. You turn around furiously, and Batherin is angrily pointing his rod at you, and you realize she just tried to put you to sleep.
Oh my God! I'm throwing her in the lava. I can't. No one will miss her.
And then she falls asleep
Because of the. Oh my God, Kevin, this is amazing. She forgot I was wearing the amulet. Oh my God.
You both have a lot of things on your mind. Like, well, you were like, well, I wouldn't just set the bow down. As panicked as you are, yeah, you would. I mean, you would probably set it right down beside Bather and not even think about it. You're so desperate to get this, treasure back up.
Yeah.
The only reason I let you sort of even intervene is it made sense for the bow to intervene. And you're like, oh yeah, the bow that I'm protecting, right? The bow.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I catch up with my notes again. Jesus, so much happening. Stacking the treasure again. So, the bow in my bag. Bathering tries to sleep. What? Wow. Okay.
So she's asleep, falls to the ground. She falls kind of awkwardly. And that's your sort of first realization. Oh, okay. She's not sleeping very deeply because she fell kind of awkwardly. The sleep spell can be sort of thwarted by its own success. Like if they drop a weapon clanging, it's just a natural sleep.
Right.
And so, it can be a little iffy to use, best used when someone's already comfortably seated or something like that.
Well, now I need to make a decision. I mean, I have half a month. Well, because I guess to teleport her back, right, I would need to get her willingness. Can't.
Well,
I guess I have half a mind to just end it here, go back, because I'm annoyed. It's like we're supposed to be. I wouldn't say she's under me, but I'm kind of leading this. Like I'm the one who is putting my life at risk, and she's not cooperating. Definitely not. So
well, she's definitely cooperating, but not in the. She's cooperating with the overall plan, not with your particular decisions.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like me being that kind of character. Like I might even end it here and go to Adabir and say, "Listen, I can't do this."
But that's just another instance where you'd have to teleport back and risk finding Verlag here.
Right. True.
You don't. I mean, the fewer trips you guys take to this place, the better.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, okay. Batherin can't really cast spells on me because the amulet, and she's not really strong. She's a goblin. I guess I really have nothing to worry about. So I'll just shake her awake and say, well, looks like how the turn of tables. Looks like someone forgot about. I no, you know what I say? I said, "Oh, I offered to share the protections." Someone said they were more well equipped.
Hey, wakey, 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 Batherin, huh? Wakey, wakey. Put on your shoes. We're here.
We're here. Oh my God.
She wakes. Um, she takes a moment and then looks at you, and then her just those little sharp teeth. She's just so mad at you. She's so mad at herself.
Oh my god, I love how just like our relationship is deteriorating. Like,
Really is like if Laurel and Hardy had hated each other at the very beginning. Um,
it's like when Harry met Sally, but in reverse. Just play the movie backwards. Just,
um,
mm.
so she rises. She says that I'm going to put an illusion of the bow into the treasure. It'll last for several hours. Maybe it won't matter, but it'll be done.
Fair enough.
Can we get on with the dangerous part of this mission?
Yes.
Quentin.
Yes, when that's all lava under the bridge. Oh my gosh.
She casts it. Her roll for the casting was barely above a fumble.
Oh
And of
no.
course, she has enormous bonuses, but still, it was a
Right.
huge flop. And then the thing turned the spell against her. It was really funny. Unfortunately, it burned like 20 levels of your amulet.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Does it recharge or is it just flat? Like,
It does recharge.
okay.
You know there can't be many of these in the world.
Adamir is gonna like, yeah, here's your amulet back. It's like, wow, you must have some powerful spell. It
Did you guys face some trouble?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
So the so she casts a spell, does a pretty good job. You're like, oh, you know what? Roll for me.
50.
Roll again.
1.
Okay. So it's a pretty good job. And she's like, lead on.
It's an illusion of the bow. So is there a way visibly to go up to the second pool? You know, or is there a pathway that I can see from here?
It's all on the one level.
Okay. I had an idea like it was a higher level, but maybe I was imagining that. So
No, it's all a single pool. It's just got two
right,
lobes, right?
right.
The
But there was
large
just
one,
stuff in the way, yeah, like rocks.
yeah, and there's part of broken peaks and that sort of thing in the way. Not very high, even maybe 20 feet at the most, and it just crumbles down to
Yeah.
near where the bridge is, and that's 6 to 8 feet high, little peaks and broken rock, and um, so you guys sort of make your way to those sort of separating rocks, that have not yet tumbled into the lava,
Right.
and and there is no way over.
Okay.
She is just smart as shit. She's looking at it. She reaches her hand to a rock. Her hand goes right through the rock.
Oh. Wow.
She goes, doesn't matter though. Either there is rock flooring beneath this rock, or there's lava she's disguising.
Yeah.
We can't trust it.
I offer like, well, I have a spear. I could do it like ice, checking for like thin ice. Why don't we just test it, carefully?
Higher levels of illusions can be made to feel solid.
Oh my gosh.
If you take my hand, I will float us over the illusion, and you point to a place where it's safe for us to land, where you know there is solid ground.
Okay. That's fine.
She murmurs, and she sort of, indicates, we have to jump a little bit to float up. And so she says, if we go too high, the winds over the mountain will carry us away. And there'll be very little that I can do about that unless we just teleport. You guys sort of bounce up, you float up. You use your spear like a pole, like to move you along, because all the rocks separating that you can reach are illusion. It just passes through. The separating rocks were all illusion. At least those that you can reach.
Right, I see. Yeah.
You point to a place, you land. But as you're floating up, you hear Batherin gasp, and you turn to her, and she's looking down at the vast creature that is Kralum.
Yeah. I yawn. Just another Tuesday. And I just, have to sympathize with her. Yeah.
The voice that it's, can only be described as a joy of darkness comes to you both and says, guess how fantastic. The only thing better than a prison is a shared prison. What news is there? You guys land.
Yeah, we'll land first.
Batherin is shaken and just silent.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, so the pool and the bridge is over this way, and the as you're facing, like if I'm you, right, it's over this way to your left, and ahead is the bridge, and beyond that is the larger pool,
right,
with Kralum chained, some feet below.
Okay.
So to the right then is the podium, and then the lectern with the two books on there. They seem from this distance unchanged.
I need to just remind me here, Kevin. When I talked with Kralum last, we made it clear that Plesh and Farnar are now, kind of working in secret, right? So
yes.
Okay.
Well, yes. I mean, certainly.
Or I just mean because now Batherin's here. If he starts talking about Plesh and Farnar, Batherin's here. You know what I mean? It's just now there's
loose lips.
Caution. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't have you, but you've not. Have you told Kralum about?
Well, that's what I'm looking. I'm looking at my notes.
I don't think you have. I don't think you've had a chance to see him.
Well, no, I saw him. I saw him right before I came to meet Adabir. In fact, it's odd that he's asking for news because
it would have been just a couple of hours,
an hour ago.
Well, yeah. The fact that you're here, though, he didn't know that you were going to be here.
Sure, that's all right. Okay, so going back to what we were saying.
So he does know Plesh's plan,
right? And I didn't explicitly put it, but I mean, is it fair to assume he's going to keep it secret from Adabir? He questioned why Adabir ordered them to attack. I mean, he has to know that Adabir is now against Plesh and Falrenar, so they're working separately. And so I would, explicitly say, I've come with one of Adabir's apprentices, make that explicit. Loyal to Adabir, will tell Adabir
All kind of things.
information.
Often performs scat for Adabir. Boo ba ba boo boo boo. Zippity ba ba boo.
50 minutes of scat for episode 50.
That's right. That's the last 50 minutes we're gonna do. It's just scat.
Okay. Right. Are those, fair assumptions that it goes through Brise's
You're
head?
certainly about to find out.
Okay. So, I mean, I say I've come with Adabir's apprentice. We're here to investigate, your prison more thoroughly.
Well, and take the books, right?
Well, yes, and yeah, say that too, and ultimately, hopefully, make off with the tomes Verlag has up there.
And the little illusionist here will replace them.
Well, we might just end up copying from them. I don't know.
We'll get on with it. And you, little goblin, your copies better be good. She is no fool. So you guys approach.
Yeah, we'll walk up, to where I'll lead her to where the podium is. And
She stops at a few feet before the podium, and she's like, "This is where it gets dangerous."
well, I ask her, as we're approaching the podium, is this indeed the lectern, Adabir spoke of? Legendary lectern?
I don't know.
Okay.
It would be lovely to take it as well. But she has used some magical arts involving stone, and the stone of the mountain overlaps the foot of the lectern.
Right.
Stand with me. This is another very dangerous moment.
Okay.
She leads you, so she walks around the lectern so it's sort of backed up against one of the walls in the outer slope,
Yeah.
So there's only 3 sides that you can get to. She walks all the sides just that she can, staying about 3 feet away from anything. She's just focused on the appearance of the 2 books. She's concentrating on it. She's focused on it. She sort of takes your hand, not even like looking at you. She takes your hand, just leads you gently as she's studying it. She backs up against a wall. She says, "It's possible that casting anything on that is going to set off her defenses and may summon her here. So first, I'm going to put an illusion of this wall, of this part of the slope in front of us.
Okay.
And we will cast, and if need be, flee from here. If she doesn't appear, then you'll be free to take the books.
Okay.
If she appears, then we will have to flee."
Okay. So as before, I ask her, it's like, well, then I will be ready to teleport us back.
So you're like, "Give me a minute," right? Because you want to get fully ready.
Right.
And she's doing the same thing. She casts one spell. Nothing seems to happen. she casts another spell. Roll for me.
16.
Nothing appears to happen with the books or anything.
Okay.
She puts her hand on you, and you guys are both just sort of waiting, right? I mean, just
Right.
she relaxes. She closes her eyes. She says the illusion is canceled of the slope.
Okay.
The illusion is present over the books. It will be strange then for you to pick them up, because as you lift one, it will seem that there's another one there.
Right.
I would pick them up one at a time.
Okay. So right. All right. I pick up the one that says Verilag's Keep first.
That's underneath.
Oh, and I pick up the one on top.
You close it, and it's so weird. Like you
Yeah.
close it, and it's still open on that side.
Yeah.
And you know,
Kenny.
and you move your hand. Bathrin says, "When you've moved them, I'm going to make them give off a tactile sense. I'm going to add that element to the illusion."
Okay.
But it would be too confusing for you to try to pick up the books.
Right.
Obi-Wan,
Karen, me too. I've been on edge this whole last 20 minutes. Oh my God.
You close it, you lift it off. He is, poised. And you realize just in the tension and just not thinking things through, he might be too far away from you to teleport.
Oh, yeah. Bathrin.
Yeah, she. Sorry, she.
I was like, hey, Aldra, who's Verilag?
That's right.
Oh my God. Okay.
So you're like, oh God, if something happens, I have to like dive toward her.
Right.
And teleport. She sees you looking, and she's like, she shrugs, but she says, I am willing to teleport.
Okay.
Second book.
Yeah. I mean, do I guess I'll keep this one in my hands. I don't want to.
We just close it. I mean, put it in. I mean, these books are 10, 15 pounds.
Well, that's what I meant is like, I guess I just put it in my bookcase of holding. I'd have that struck. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're really strong. And you're tall. Putting both books under your arm is not going to be a problem. It leaves
sure. Then I do that.
Yeah.
Just whatever's faster. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And then the second book.
Mm-hmm.
Bathrin visibly relaxes. You realize you're holding your breath. You start breathing again.
Yeah.
You sort of walk toward her, but sort of out of her line of fire, so to speak. Like,
yeah,
you don't know how all that works, but you don't want magic going through you.
Yeah.
And so you, she casts the spell. She nods to herself. She kneels down. She takes out another potion from a bag. She drinks it. You can visibly get. Oh my God! Here we go.
I'll run that potion, Bathrin. Jeez, I sneeze and then we're like, I'll be like, oh damn it!
You drop the books and they cast spells and.
Oh God. Oh.
She visibly gets some of her energy back. And she's like, here's the big one. I'm going to make that illusion permanent.
Oh, wow.
It is very powerful magic. You may need to help me walk. I will be very tired. Also, if she fumbles, it's
Yeah.
going to be really bad because it's going to be an
So I have a little technical question for you.
yeah,
So we have adders and multipliers, right? Those
yeah.
take up a slot, right, for you to cast a spell.
So an adder,
Oh, right, but it's still exhaustion, right, in your system. So she's still expending the energy to do it,
and
even if
it's still right. Exactly. Yeah, I really had to be very, very careful about giving any help when it came
right,
to exhaustion because exhaustion was my big limiter on magic.
right.
And so, like, even the potions she's taking, you can only take 2 of them in a day, and they only give you 15 each.
Yeah.
So there's some help there. Um, oh,
That's
Quinn,
hilarious, Quinn.
Quinn, that's
Just standing there like, oh,
no, it's Eric Idle holding.
all right.
That's fantastic. I guess for our people who watch this later, one of our buddies on the stream, Quinn, said, "Can I use my miracle roll to see if she fumbles the spell and casts a permanent illusion of Brise holding the books, looking extremely guilty?"
My God.
And she's like doing like this to flipping her off.
Okay. So then,
So
I mean, anyway, I say any way I can help. Um,
she casts the spell. There's no visual indication what happens, but her eyes roll back in her head. She clutches her face and she collapses.
oh my God. Whoa. I'll reach down to support her, keep her from her head hitting the ground or anything.
You find yourself just too slow because you're slow and because you've got those 2 big books.
Right.
It's hard just to keep everything balanced, and she hits the ground. Her breathing is shallow.
Quinn asked to explain the nature of the books again. So yeah, we're not sure. There was 2 tomes upon this lectern, one of which had the title Verilag's Keep. And according to Adabir, I mean, it's likely they contain some magic for, for the manacles or for the illusions here or the defenses here, something why
Right.
she would keep them here at that lectern.
The one on top, we've only seen opened. And so because of that, we can't see the title. We can't see the cover or the spine.
Right.
So we don't know what the first one is. We assume it to be a magical text of some sort. There are 2 types of magical texts in my version of Rollmaster in Karandrin. One is a tome from which you learn how to cast a spell. And there are spell books. A spell book is a collection of spells that wizards keep because they're all unified toward a purpose that they have, a particular project they have. Verilag's Keep seems to be certainly the latter, a spell book,
Right.
in which she is just grouped into a tome-like volume so that she could have all of the defenses and illusions needed for this project on hand. She can cast them from the spell book like a scroll that doesn't exhaust itself.
Right.
And so studying these spells in Verilag's Keep could provide an enormous amount of knowledge about maybe even how she's draining power from
that too.
From Kralum, and allowing them then to figure out how to drain power from Kralum and convert it, and then the only question left is how to convert that energy into something useful and not harmful.
Into lemonade.
Yes, and eliminate. Ooh, sorry.
Gallons and gallons of lemonade. So when I picked up the first book, I closed it though. Could we have said I saw the title?
No, I don't think in the moment of tension you would have cared at all.
Fair enough.
Um, so, um, so,
Here's
um,
your moment of tension.
what do you,
Tension.
what do you want to do?
I mean, is she out cold?
Shake her. She doesn't respond.
Well, so again, I mean, I would teleport back, but I guess if she's unconscious, I don't know if I can. Does my knowledge reach that far?
You have heard stories in which an unconscious companion who had agreed should be. Quinn wants you to fall into the lava. Where unconscious companions on an adventure were able to be teleported.
Sure.
And
Okay.
so it's worth a shot. Crowlum says,
"Oh yeah, he's there."
"You fools have been silent too long," says this, voice that can only be described as writhing for the desire to torment. And what has happened? Have you secured the books?
I say to him, "Yes, we have the books and we're ready to go back, but my companion here has exhausted herself creating the illusion. I'm worried if I teleport back, she won't come along with me because of that."
Then you'll have to return.
Chill out, Crowlum. We still got time. Do we have anything that would help her? I guess.
Cut her. Take your dagger. Nick her. The pain may bring her round.
Okay, well, I'll try that. I'd rather have her make.
Here's the fumble where you kill Crowlum. And today. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, you just kind of,
Poke her fingers, yeah.
And she starts, and she's fading.
I say it's like, "I'm going to teleport. Are you willing?"
Huh? She nods.
Okay. Then I do me a teleport.
Yeah, no time for prep here. You got to do it before she passes out.
Oh, baby. That's a 30.
Okay. That's
teleporting back to the stables.
Okay. And aiming.
46.
All right. Good enough. Back to the stables you go. You appear. You hear a goblin voice in the stables. Because your horse starts.
Oh.
And he's like, "Shush now. Shush." You hear him approaching.
Okay, I need to put these books in my in the.
No, you don't. They're books. Who's going to grab them here in a stable?
Oh, okay. Here's my plan. Let me say if it makes sense. Put the books away. He comes. "Oh, my friend's fainted." She needs just a little bit.
That doesn't make sense because how did you get there to begin with?
Well, I was going back for my horse.
But if he's been in the stable,
true. If he has, we don't know if he's
sure. Doesn't seem to make much sense to me. You're welcome to do it.
Okay. Then instead,
roll for me.
Sure. I'm out of ideas. 19. So is Brise.
Wow. So is Brise. All right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll just have to bribe him.
Or, I mean, yeah, I can't really offer you any ideas here. Neither can the.
Or I'll cast a sleep spell when he comes in here.
There you go.
you'll fall on the soft hay and it'll be okay. Is there a
But
soft
you've
hay?
got to but you have that as a spell, right? You don't need the tome to do that anymore, right?
That is right, because I've
Okay.
memorized Way of the Spirit.
Well, even if he's drowsy or whatever, what do you care, right? He'll be out of it, you know.
Okay, so then in that case, I just prepare, to.
You don't have prepare. You've just got to roll it and do it, and you got to decide on a level.
Yeah. If he's just a stable guy, casting it at 10th level should be fine.
So he has to be within sight, so you sort of see him coming through the slots of the stable walls, and you're like, I hope that's him. I hope it's not someone who hasn't spoken.
Sure.
And I hope that's enough to see him to cast it. So,
sure. All right, 10 level sleep spell. Go 98.
Roll again and add it.
I put the whole 94.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
But don't.
God, Kevin, I filled up like a whole page of notes for this session. Okay, we teleport
back. You wait a moment. Oh yeah, he's a big snorer. He's snoring right away. No other sounds, like no one saying, "Hey, wake up! Why'd you fall asleep? That's ridiculous. What's wrong?" There's nothing like that.
Okay. I'm like, well, he's going to be in a deep sleep. I guess Batherin's still just there, right? I guess I'll just go into. So I mean, the guy didn't see me, so why don't I just bring her into the eternal lantern and say, okay, we need a room, and I need to get back to Adabir quickly, don't I?
Well, as soon as you can, but obviously,
right. So maybe I'll just get a room here, leave Batherin there, leave a note for her, and then I can go back to the keep.
Well, I mean, we could end it right here if you wanted.
Well, I want to go a little bit longer just to make sure like everything's kind of resolved.
Well, all the big stuff's resolved. Batherin may die, but
no, I don't. That's the thing. I'm still worried.
Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, well, like a little bit more until I have a better idea of like what's going on.
So you load your stuff up.
Yeah, here's what I do. Go into the Adventurers Guild, say, hey, I think she cast a spell that was too powerful. Maybe need some help.
Or she's drunk, whatever, right?
Right. Well, I mean, it's an Adventurers Guild, so people are familiar with spellcasting there.
They are.
Right.
But they're also familiar with stealing stuff from powerful magic users.
Okay, that's fair. And I'm a person who doesn't trust others easily, so I probably would.
And so just, oh, I've got her. Oh, there's a ring I just slipped off. No problem. Thieves aren't really a profession in Karandrin, because I've always thought it was just stupid. Like, no one walks around thinking themselves, oh, I'm a thief. Yeah. There's no thieves go. Yeah, no thieves are like, I'm also interested in seeing this dragon. No one's like that, right? I don't have that. So what I have are just people who are decent with weapons and are sneaky. Right. But in a city, you can just have thieves. And they've learned that adventurers have lots of great stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, that. I mean, you've reasoned all that yourself. Your character has. Right. You can just, I mean, she's a goblin. She's fairly light, and you are very strong.
Okay.
So, no real worries. Now, another possibility I'll throw out is you could just load her on the horse. Like John Wayne bringing a bounty back, right?
Yes, but my fear is, I don't know. Like I said, how much did she exhaust herself?
Sure, no, it's fine.
Attention right now.
So yeah,
I'd rather take the safe side. Yeah, bring her. I'll come back around and.
So you load your stuff up, and like anything that seems like it's going to slip off of her, you just you put on your shoulders or whatever.
Right. And I put the books, in the bookcase of holding.
Right. So it's a 15-pound book and a 12-pound book.
Okay.
Verlax's Keep is the lighter one. We'll see what the title is of the other one when we get there. So you just you carry her like she's a drunk companion.
Right.
You get in there and see here's something that role players never do. And so I have to play these parts, but I want you to feel free to take over the playing of these parts. They don't do it right. And I've never seen in my 30 years of role playing anybody do this right.
Well, there's a chance for everything.
That's right.
It's episode 50 after all.
That's right. It's episode. So here's the deal. You're in a sort of an emergency situation, and people will come into these situations and they'll be all nice to the NPCs and they'll be pleasant and patient. Well, you don't have time for that. You're worried about this girl. So here's what you do. You drag her through and you're like, I need a room. I need a room now.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They look at you. You're like, I don't have time to show you my identity. Get me a room. People jump to. People move to help you. You tell them, get away. You snap at them. And you.
Yeah, I would have not role played that well.
No one does. And
it's hard. Yeah.
And
it's hard to imagine yourself in a situation like that because I think so much of it is instinctual,
Well, part of it is that, right? Like that you're not in the emotional space that your character's in.
Right.
The other thing is that all players that I've ever played with, they are very scared of hurting NPCs' feelings. And I mean that literally. They don't want to upset them. They don't want to whatever, and it's like, you better learn when it's okay to upset somebody.
Right.
Because you don't know that Batherin right now is still breathing.
Right. Yeah. It's urgent. No, I mean, like the situation with Ichar was like that. Like I was ready to just like, okay, whatever. But you're right. Like my character would be so upset to like, go past formalities. So it is kind of it is one of those issues, like you mentioned at the beginning, like a separate one, just general things in role playing that are hard to get to people to understand. Anyway, yeah, so I do exactly like you said, just like urgently, this person needs care, no, I'm not going to take any questions or any stops to explain anything.
Right. They get you a room. You flash your, yeah, exactly. You flash your, you flash them, your, the membership thing that you've got. And, they, great, fine, they ask if they can fetch a healer, and before they get an answer, they're yelling, "Is there a healer?"
Right.
Well, look at that. There's a healer. You throw everybody out of the room. You're like, out, out, out. The healer is let me just do the old. Oh, that didn't work. What's going on? Why is that not working? Well, I did the thing I hate to do. That is so weird. The female elf comes in. She is, you're worried about her own health. Average height, but dear Lord, her face, just you can tell from her fingers, she is skeletal.
Wow.
Where's her?
I put my own life into other people's.
That's right. That's all I do.
My soul to heal them. She like talks like a chain smoker. He needs healing.
That's right.
I can do it.
She strides in. She grabs you. She says, "I need you calm to help your friend. Okay. I give you my word that I will do everything in my power." Roll for me.
38.
She is very. She takes her profession very seriously. Very seriously. she kneels down beside, begins examining Batherin. She says, "Tell me what happened."
I'll just tell her that I think she cast an illusion spell that was much too powerful and exhausted her. She's not hurt, she just exhausted her strength.
She stands. She says, "Do you know if she's taken any potions that help with fatigue?"
She did. I think she took one at least.
Then we can't do that. If she took one, she may have taken two, and that could make the situation worse.
Okay.
She steps outside. You hear her shouting orders. The scurrying. She comes back in. She's examining her. Listening to her. She puts her ear over Batherin's mouth and listens to the breathing. She's like, she's very far gone.
Wow.
And that's because she rolled a 10 when she cast a level 75 spell.
No way. Oh, no.
Which tripled the exhaustion hit.
Wow.
So she would have had to have been, I don't know, a troll to endure that strain of fatigue.
Right. Oh my God. Well, I mean, yeah, and we could leave it there if you want, because I thought it was just going to be, she'll just have some tea and she'll be better. But I mean, if it's going to be that severe, maybe we'll.
Okay.
That'd be a good place to leave off on.
I will add one more detail, and that is that she had apparently asked for broth. Broth is brought to her, and she just begins sort of trickling it into her mouth. She pulls up a chair. She turns to you and she tells you, it could be hours, it could be days.
Wow. Wow.
Thought it was going to be fine. Like, I knew it'd be a hit. That's why she knew she had to have you there.
Right.
In addition to just the transport, she knew that she would be probably too weak almost to walk. And then she had to cast all those other spells that she wasn't planning on casting.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And then she rolled, even with all the prep and stuff, she rolled a 10, which even with her wand and stuff, it's only 3 away from a, no, let me think, 5. Yeah. So she would fumble at a 7.
Right.
And so, no, sorry, she prepped. So she would fumble at a 2. And so she didn't fumble, which is good because
awful. Yeah, level 75 fumble. Jesus.
That's a minimum of 75 damage.
Wow.
And then because all that magic gets turned inwardly, and then but she rolled a 10, which means success, but not a great casting.
Yeah.
So
what if I fumble with this amulet? It just boom goes outwards and everyone else is hurt. I'm like, that would be weird.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have successfully stolen the tomes that Verlag had prepared for that prison of Kralums. Don't know why. We really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us for episode 50. I think it was a good one. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed our silly hats. We'll be doing that every 10 streams. We'll be wearing hats.
Apparently.
That's right.
No, yeah, we like it. It's,
as always, like, subscribe if you feel like we're doing a good job and want to support us. Hop to Donor Box and keep us streaming. You can always follow Max as he on YouTube. and where he discusses the role of video games and original soundtracks and music in video games. Thanks as always to Elliot Donovitz, who is responsible for the art behind Brise's character. You can find her work at ArtStation /Tortellua. And hey, I've written a book that I'm really proud of, and you can find it in the description of the YouTube channel, and click on it and take a look at it. You can find his notes as well, Max and Brise's notes and character and personality sheets, all this kind of great stuff. We're going to be updating all that stuff soon because he went up a level. And so I need to get that done, and we'll get that posted where you can take a look at the new stuff he's got going on. But as always, thank you for showing up. I do want to say we are not streaming next week. We've got some conflicts, so we're going to be taking a week off. But I hope you'll join us that following week on the 25th.
25th, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be episode 51 of Brise's Tale, and we'll see how much they learned from the two books they've stolen. We'll see about Batherin, and things will move on. But again, thank you all for hanging out with us all the way to episode 50. And Max, why don't you say some lovely things to these lovely people?
Well, I do like Quinn's idea for episode 69. Actually, I think I should just be upside down, Kevin. There we go. That's the appropriate. But anyway, yeah. Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for all the commentary, as always, and jokes making us laugh.
Yeah.
And we will see you all in 2 weeks from now, hopefully.
That's right. Join us on the 25th. We really appreciate everything. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.